Brodes Media.
It's been a long time since I thought about this basketball team, and it's extremely disappointing because if you date back a couple years ago and when we started to really get, a little bit of juice flowing here on YouTube, it was all about reacting to the Sixers on a night-to-night basis, but they destroyed me. They broke me down to the point where last year I had no clue who half the roster was by game 55. I had to Google them. And I'm not even afraid to hide that. No clue who they were. And now we sit in the spot where I am watching lottery balls bounce. And that's what I'm pulling for. It's a disgrace. Think about how wide open this league is right now. The Knicks are about to face the fucking Pacers in an Eastern Conference Finals unless something magical happens. Knicks, Pacers. We no longer live in a world where LeBron James blocks you in the East, where it's inevitable that the Golden State Warriors are automatically in the NBA Finals. There was a world where you could bet those two teams, Cleveland and Golden State, in the finals with a massive favorite tied to that potential matchup or any other possibility in the entire league. And you'd be a fool not to bet LeBron versus Steph. Right now, it's anybody's game. And we're sitting here waiting for bouncing balls. And not only that, we had to hear Daryl Morey go on his media tour and rip through a bunch of different shows telling us all we need to do is hope and pray that Joel Embiid can stay healthy. I'm a Joel Embiid guy. I've always supported Joel Embiid. I don't love everything that I hear about Embiid. I don't think he's played everything perfectly. There should be no situation where Tyrese Maxey screams at him to be on time, to show up, to be a better leader. That type of stuff rubs me the wrong way. But in regards to the Joel Embiid experience, MVP, being one of the best when he was available and on the floor, and his ability to anchor a defense and also operate at the nail and be that efficient at that size. And, there were still things that were beautiful about the Joel Embiid experience, even though we're in pain and suffering currently at this moment. I label myself a fan more than a hater, but he's not perfect. With that said, when are you going to admit it's over? Until you admit this is done, then you're just wasting time. Which brings me to the main point of this show, which is the Sixers get the third pick in the draft, which is great considering you walked into that night potentially not even having the pick. But it's not exactly what you wanted. Here's the analogy that I used on the radio last night. It's like you wake up knowing that you're having breakfast at your parents' house. It's the weekend. It's a Sunday morning. They tell you on Saturday night, hey, come over. We'll have coffee. We'll have breakfast. And you go, okay, hell yeah. You don't know exactly what's going to be there. Maybe it's eggs. Maybe it's pancakes. Maybe it's bacon. But what you want a vanilla donut with sprinkles. You want pastries. That being Cooper Flagg. That being the number 1 overall pick. You show up. Maybe there's pastries. Maybe there's not. There is. That's great. That's exciting. Your mouth is starting to water when you see the plate laid out. But then you go up to that plate, strawberry frosted, no sprinkles. Okay. It's not the worst. It's not what you wanted. It's fine. That's where I stand with the 3rd overall pick. And it's funny because now I'm seeing the debate by Sixers fans out there on what they should do with it. How should Daryl Morey approach this? It's very simple. You keep the pick and you draft somebody. You really think it's a good idea to trade that pick for another broken down old veteran who's 93 years old so we get another Paul George? Paul George doesn't give a damn about you. Paul George doesn't give a shit about 76ers basketball. He chased that bread. He chased that money. And it was a lot of money. But there's a reason why he didn't go elsewhere, because he wasn't getting the dough that he wanted. So it was all about the cash. Pinky Paul, Podcast P, anything but let's go seriously think about winning a championship, Paul. I don't want another one of those broken down 30-plus-year-old guys to double down, if not really quadruple down, on this group. It's over. It didn't work. The quicker you realize that, the quicker that maybe you can transition out of this. And while I don't think you're winning a championship with Maxie McCain, and if you draft Ace Bailey, who's 18, 19 years old, coming out of Rutgers, and, people are saying he's Kevin Durant. No, he's not. Some are saying he's Paul George. No, he's not. The one that I see the most of that is in range of where I feel he can be is a Michael Porter Jr. Another name is a Rudy Gay, but it takes a while for guys to develop. So I don't know if that's really going to work, but I know what we've been doing doesn't work. And what I fear they are going to do is almost have 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or 1 foot in each direction. If they draft Ace Bailey or anybody else, you want to debate that they should go after the kid from Oregon or maybe a Duke name, or who's that other kid, Trey Johnson. I'm not the college basketball break down the tape and tell you how every single part of this guy's game's going to translate to the NBA. I see what the experts have out there. I look at some of these mocks, and these are the names that are getting thrown around. So this isn't really about, well, you should get this guy instead of that guy and that guy instead of this guy. It's more about the idea of a youth movement. If they do go the route of keeping their pick, this is the concern. You have a youth movement, but you're also bringing back trash, Paul George. You're also bringing back a broken down version of Joel Embiid, who, by the way, isn't going to be openly willing to no longer be the face of this puppy. Because there's that out there. Hey, maybe he's willing to take a lesser role. No, he's not. He's not. Daryl Morey's saying it's all about him being right. And because Kawhi Leonard was able to get right after nobody thought he would, there's a chance. Yeah, except he's not 7 foot. Oh, Brooke Lopez. I love that one. Brooke Lopez, if you asked AI if Brooke Lopez was going to be able to be efficient after where he was in his career, he doesn't anchor a defense. He doesn't have the workload that Joel Embiid has. He doesn't have that type of pressure to be the one that's super efficient on a day-to-day basis. They play two completely different styles. It's not even close to being a comparison, Daryl. So he's going to have a youth movement on one end and old, not going to work guys on the other. So when you need continuity and you need time for these guys to grow and develop as one, Embiid will play 45 games. Paul George might play 55, 60 games. And then you got other guys just running around trying to play well. But here's another problem now that I'm watching the NBA product. You can see the difference in the playoffs, right? It's consumable. There's actually good basketball going on outside of the Boston Celtics jacking up 7,533 threes. Regular season hoops doesn't matter. Just doesn't matter. Whatever some of these guys do in the regular season, I'm listening to some of these analysts and they go, why isn't OKC being able to run their offense as efficiently as they did in the regular season? Because do you watch? No, you don't watch because it's trash. NBA regular season is literally glorified men's league basketball. Just go run around. So even if some of these guys do something, I'm not trying to be negative here with Jared McCain because there was actually a spark that was risen in this fan base before he got injured because there was something to actually be excited about just to watch him play, right? I don't know what that means now. And I'm basing this off of the rest of the league. I don't know what that means. Because regular season is actually, it was always a different sport. It's now a different sport times a billion because nobody actually cares or tries in the regular season. Now I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means. But I'm not trading a third overall pick. I'm not trading for Giannis. I'm not even trading for Giannis. And that's crazy because I've always been a star power guy. But the Sixers are not in a position where it's all about star power anymore. They tried it. They tried to get big names, flashy names, and put it all together. It didn't work. And it won't work now at this stage of their respected careers. It's done. It's done. So I can't believe I'm in a world where I don't even want to go after someone like Giannis. I don't want to go after him. I don't want to do it. And if you say, well, you have to. No. This is why you keep getting yourself into trouble. You don't have to. You do not have to. Well, if you want to win a championship, stop. Stop. You're not. And when you keep backing yourself into this corner and making irrational decisions thinking that you can actually win a championship with this group, you're hurting yourself more and more. Stop thinking with this idea of they are built to win a championship. They are not. Which is why it's a problem that this ownership group is keeping Daryl Morey, because I don't think he knows how to build a team. I think he knows how to trade for big names. He doesn't know how to build a team. It's time to build a team. It's time to build a team. And I don't really care what happened in Houston at that particular time. It's a different league now. He was playing the numbers game and crunching numbers and trying to get out in front of certain things. And the league was transitioning into this shot-heavy, three-point shot-heavy type of league and whatnot. We're just in a different phase now. And no, done with Daryl Morey. Done. But they're going to run it back. And then we're going to have to sit here and consume another season of crap. But that's why I don't know if you do get an Ace Bailey or anybody else, and you get to watch Jared McCain on a night-to-night basis, and this is barroom talk. I don't know exactly who's going to start this and that, but I'm just kind of speaking out of my rear end here. I'm trying to engage with some of you out there on exactly, or maybe the word is gauge. I'm trying to gauge. I don't know. Whatever. I'm trying to figure out if this was your starting five. Are you sitting down on your couch? I'm not telling you super excited, but interested to see what it is on a night-to-night basis. Or at some point, do you go, Maxey, McCain, Ace Bailey, Paul George, Embiid. Now, I don't think it's going to be that in particular. I'm just saying in general. Would that be something that's exciting? I guess for a little bit of time until we kind of play it out. And they talk to us like we're idiots. Like we don't know what we're talking about. Hey, Morey, why do you deserve to keep your job? Well, I'm not used to drafting the lottery. All I do is win. Huh? We don't want to hear that. That's one of the worst answers I've ever heard in my life. All you do is win. We're in the lottery. We're in the lottery. And before you say, well, you can't predict injuries, you can when they're old. You can when they're getting up there in age. You can when nobody wanted to give Paul George a lot of money because of that specific detail. And Joel Embiid, he's going to 75 different doctors, and they all can't figure out what to do, to the point where they have to just get a standard scope procedure, and I doubt that fixes the problem. He went to all these doctors, and they do a standard procedure because they couldn't find anything. I think it's the nature of the beast when you're 7 foot jumping up and down on your body 24/7 as actively as he did.